What is wrong with Surroz Knight 2? You see, our team have been working on Surroz Knight 2 for over a year. They were giving us a lot of leaks, launch tests of the game, and giving us hope that Surroz Knight, like a game, still can exist. But when it finally comes out, from starts it seems fun, because everybody on the same level and just exploring the game. But when time passes, problems begin to reveal. Boring gameplay, lack of stuff, one-sided gameplay, and complicated game by itself. Surroz Knight 2 released in November 1st of 2025, and its release was having around 3,000 players, just like before the Dawn 2. And this was a small amount if we compare with Surroz Knight, which also started with low amount of players, but after a week it blew up, because game was simple. Like, you just have unlimited gear with cooldown, perk and other 6 survivors. Your goal is survive 5 minutes against Slasher. But in Surroz Knight 2, developers decided to make things more complicated. They added escape at 5 am, they make gears and lamp have limited usage, shifted accent of the game from looping to hiding, like it was before in Before the Dawn, and also make game have 12 survivors versus 1 Slasher, which at first glance could seems to be impossible Slasher to win, because there's a lot of survivors. But due to game simply doesn't have any tutorial at all, so new players only can explore the game by their own in order to understand what is going on. In most of my matches, when I have been playing in Surroz Knight 2, most of my teammates would just simply die in start of the round, because they don't even know what to do in this game, how to use their gear, and what's the goal of the game itself. And in general, that's why Surroz Knight 2 haven't received new players. Like, if you haven't followed the game on our team Discord channel or haven't participated in public test, and you just new to the game, you can't learn anything in this game, because there is simply no tutorial.
But Joanne, there is tutorial out there. For example, Pumpkin made one. And what?
Oh, come on, just shut up. Like, do you really think that kids nowadays are gonna really give a crap, so they really gonna go to YouTube and search up a tutorial for it? Like... Then in Surroz Knight 2 we have the same problem which Before the Dawn 2 was having, and it is obviously the most popular topic, Slasher-sided. If you just go to forum in our team group or Discord, you will see that a lot of people who write something about Surroz Knight 2, mostly bad, will say that this game is Slasher-sided. And this is kinda true, kinda not. Actually, it depends on your skill and sometimes just luck. Because if you really want to survive in Surroz Knight 2, you need to hide. You have no other choice, because if you will try to loop Slasher, then most likely you're gonna just run out of gear, or Slasher will just use chainsaw on you. Also, if there is just small amount of players on server, then it's just impossible survivors to win, unless Slasher is just dumb. Fun fact, but Reg was saying that he wants to make the game so that Slasher is not meant to win, unless Slasher is overprone. Like, idea was, because there are 12 survivors, and 1 Slasher, then if they make game survivor-sided, then Slasher will spend 5 minutes being bulled, and if they make game Slasher-sided, then it will be more interesting. But actually all what they were needed is find the golden middle between Slasher and Survivor, which I hope they will find in next update. Another big problem that I personally see, and I think a lot of people would probably agree with me, is sprint mechanic. Let me just say it. It is bad, but before you want to say something to me, let me just explain it. So stamina in Surroz Knight 2 made from 2 components, capacity and regen. You can make capacity bigger by using perks which increase your speed stat, and increase your regen by using perks which increase your stealth stat. But even so, all what sprint mechanic does is increase your speed by 20%, and this makes your speed from 13 to 15.6, and this is just on 0.6 more than our previous basic speed, which was 15. And not only that, but just in order to refill your stamina, you have to wait so long, and if we will count that it's only boosts your speed by 20%, they better just delete stamina. Also, one thing that I really don't understand is Rage wants only survivors manage stamina. Slasher will not have stamina, and this is actually kinda stupid, because when your stamina ends, you're basically dead, because Slasher are not getting exhausted at all, like survivors do. And the last thing is lobby UI. and currency. Developers wanted to make UI more simple, and if you're not new in the game, you would get used to it pretty quickly. But for new players it can be really hard, because there is a lot of buttons. Let's take for example Store. When new players enters it, what did they see? Tapes. And now if he clicks on it, he will see that this is just paid currency. And then he probably will click movie, if he will see the button of course. And everything for him is locked. And if he don't click on any of that movie, then he will be thinking that tapes is probably the only option to get movie. Well, in games there's only 3 movies which he can buy for 500 in-game coins, for which he's gonna need to grind around 5 hours or even more. And then films also doesn't make any sense at all while you don't have any movie. Of course developers will fix this in next update and they will add free start movie for all, but just like a matter of fact, since while I was recording gameplays on Surroz Knight 2, I have seen that a lot of people were asking how to buy a movie, if it's only for Roblox and stuff like that. These are main problems which Surroz Knight 2 have, but what did the community of our Rig team wanted or expected from Surroz Knight 2? This is kinda hard question, actually, but in general, I could say that majority of people who still follows our Rig team wanted the cabin back, heroes back, or I guess avatars, in other words, looping back and weekly updates. Everyone missed the old vibe of Surroz Knight good days, I guess. Also, I really should mention that a lot of people, as I have seen from Roblox forum and Discord Surroz Knight chat, or before the down already, say that they want Redux back. And this kinda strange, because Redux was kinda fun, but in the end developers added a lot of unbalanced stuff and just abandoned the game. But the game was interesting at start. The difference before the down, Redux from before the down, was that there were gears and more advanced perks, and game accent shifted from hide and seek to objective oriented co-op, and it was fun, but they forgot about balancing the game and game just died eventually. Developers or our Rig team, what do they wanted to do in new Surroz Knight 2? Mainly developers wanted to bring back old atmosphere of Before the Dawn, make the game more scarier, more hiding based and more simple. Because they don't like the idea that Surroz Knight ended up just looping game, which in every update was becoming more and more easier in terms of looping. And developers, specifically Reg, doesn't like the way where game was going. So he decided to bring back the game to its origins, to Before the Dawn mainly. They wanted to completely remove looping or just make it much harder and make game more hide and seek based, like I already said. Remove all goofy stuff, make UI more simpler, and add more teamwork. But what devs really miscalculated is from 2021, players on platform have changed, and now not a lot of people like to play hide and seek, mainly because it's boring. Now majority of people who likes play assume horror games on Roblox more prefer looping experience rather than hiding experience. Example for it could be games like Forsaken or Pillar Chase 2. Pillar Chase 2 now, of course, not as popular as Forsaken, but this just for example. But the problem is, Reg doesn't want to make a game looping hell again. He wanted just bring back old Before the Dawn and that's it. But as you already know, it didn't work out. At least for now. Since Surroz Knight 2 as a project failed, and it looks like developers haven't made enough money on it to quit their jobs, now they decided to rename the game back to Before the Dawn, since they want to thrive Surroz Knight 2 as a modern remake of Before the Dawn Redux. Now, as you can see by this post and some new leaks from Discord channel, and probably in this month it will be released, since now devs just trying to make enough content in order to make weekly updates. They don't want to give any release dates anymore, like said Reg. For now on, it's done when it's done. They want to bring game in 1.0 version status properly. So in version 1.0, developers are going to do changes like this: cabin return, server count changing from 1 versus 12 to 1 versus 9, heroes returning, various weather condition on maps returning similar to Redux, bigger focus on styling and looping, no more breathe by default, they will probably attach it to perk or gear, increase strength of survivors, map objectives returning, so you can escape early, but still can escape at 5 AM. If developers will actually do all these things, game might blow up again. But there is still one thing that bothers me, and this is story mode. You see, as I know from Discord, outlaws for story mode have been written for a long time. All what developers needed is just create knights in story mode. And I don't want to be a buzzkill, but due to story, cabin and all heroes are burned down. So their return doesn't make any sense. But maybe developers just want to make it so that story mode do not affect survivor mode at all. Then I'm fine with that. But what are they going to do after this update? Since there will be weekly updates, so developers will be able to focus on other projects, for now their roadmap looks like this. Before the Dawn, Instinct, Fairy Tales 2. I think a lot of people heard about Fairy Tales 2, if you followed the Auric team for some time, but I don't think that many of you know about Instinct. Instinct will be a horror dinosaur game, where you need to explore a bioengineering facility which being overrun by dinosaurs. And by leaks you can tell that there is really hard work put in this game. I really don't know when it will release, but I hope that in this year at least. I started following Resonate 5 years ago, in 2021, and I have a lot of memories with this game, just like all other people who still follows our team. This game finally inspired me to start my own YouTube channel, which I wanted to create for a long time, but time goes and I don't want to sit in one place anymore. I am quitting on making videos about Resonate only. The thing is, I burn out. Recently, after checking some of my old videos, I realized that I want to make much more engaging videos than that. Although I learned a lot throughout all this time, if I only stay in Resonate, then I will not be able to grow. I just have to move forward. So, thank you guys for being with me, and thank you for watching this video. See ya in the next one.